There we go. There we go. Okay. Yeah, dude, I was watching YouTube the other day, as any good YouTuber worth their salt does, and I saw a video by Man Carrying Thing. I don't know if any of you guys watch him, but he basically was just critiquing the way every stream starts, and it was exactly what I did last week for the stream. It was like literally like, okay guys, is this thing on? Can everyone hear me? Let me just ping my Discord right quick. Like that was the whole video, just making fun of that. So that was, yeah, I gotta work on my stream intros. Yeah, any ideas, definitely hit me with them. I don't know, like people don't do like a TV show, movie, even YouTube videos or YouTube shorts. Like people have a banger intro because they need to hook your attention. I guess people just don't do that for live streams. I guess because people roll in, takes time, but I don't know. I think we can work on that. Terrible timing. Well, I'm working on that, but if this is terrible timing, then I'm just making it earlier and earlier. They're going to be ending at the same time, so it's just going to get longer and longer, but that's the main time I've got, so yeah, not much I can do about that. Yeah, I mean, there's a chance at some point, you know, I could do a stream in the morning, you know, some kind of morning stream, but for now, it's got to be evenings. That's the only time I have, so. Anyway, I guess we should boot up Godot and get started on that. Get back to our chess game. Here we go. Dude, I made the background for my browser that that Saber C++ thing, just for, you know, branding reasons. If I'm showing a video of me doing a Google search, so every time I boot up Godot, I'm like, wait, why is it Safari? Oh, lightsaber. Yes, lightsaber. Yeah, I got it. All right, guys, hang on. Let me. Okay. Oh. Okay. I have not tested this. I have no idea how this is gonna look on this camera. Nope. Give me a minute. I'm bringing out the lightsaber. Bringing out the big guns for you guys. Okay. Let me just. All right. Here's what. Okay. Let me just adjust the camera. I've completed it. I've completed the lightsaber. It is ready to be shown off. But I just wanna give a nice dramatic reveal. Hang on 1 second. That's not good. One moment. Ah, dang it. We are bringing out the lightsaber. For those of you that are just joining, we're bringing it out. It's just taking a moment. All right, sweet. I got to change the battery because immediately, as soon as I finished, I had to, of course, do the obligatory go outside in the dark and shoot photos and videos of it to make a dramatic montage at the end of the video, which probably won't be that long, and to, you know, put photos online and whatever. Anyway, I killed the battery, so I gotta change it or plug it in or something. And it is it's a very snug fit with the chassis, so unscrewing it is mildly intense work. But we'll get there. Oof. We'll get there. Keep unscrewing. Alright, there we go. Keep unscrewing. How tight is this thing? I really should have. I should have prepared. That's on me. I should have known you guys would ask for this, but no worries. Well, I should have charged it, but or changed the battery, but I did not prepare at all. I was very busy doing some work. All right, there we go. Here we go. Yes, I am saying, right. I did finish it. Guys, I finished it. It's literally finished. I'm just getting, battery's dead, so I have to just plug it in. That's all. It's not a scam. You're about to see it in like 10 seconds. Hang on. Just getting a wire to plug in the battery. I'm not booting. Okay, the battery's dead. A real Jedi battery. For a real Jedi, the battery does not die. But unfortunately, we have this situation on our hands. So we'll deal with it. Hopefully you guys couldn't hear everything falling over. But I assure you it's perfectly fine. Here we go. Okay, there. That wasn't that bad, was it? Not too long of a wait, huh? And now we should be ready to, okay, if I could plug the wire in the right way. That's why everything should use USB-C, so people don't have to worry about plugging things in the right way. Sound. Okay. And let me just activate. We're having an issue. I should have prepared. Design note, battery changing is difficult. Just due to the tightness of the chassis and whatnot, I guess. I am very happy with the design of the chassis overall. It's very nice. It's just a little bit too tight. That's the main issue, really. Just a little bit too tight. But if we can, so tight. Oh my goodness. I don't want to. Is they're gonna get mad if I don't show something. Well, it's the issue is the battery, and my testing / showing off on video. I seem to have killed it, so I need to change it, or at least plug it in so it can have electricity from somewhere. But the port is not super accessible, because once you upload the program, you should be pretty much good to go. Or it's a Bluetooth port, so I think you can upload programs via Bluetooth as well, which is nice. I haven't tried that. I should try that. Oh, charging station. That's cool. Yeah, I think putting together a smart charger for one of these, lithium-ion batteries could be a good project, since that's clearly needed. Well, I mean, obviously you can just buy one, but that's boring. So, dang, why is it so twisted up? I'm working on it. Hang on. Hang on. Hey, at least you spelled my name right. So now I really have to show the lightsaber. Otherwise, I would be a very bad person. Guys, if I wanted to scam you, I could, like, there's plenty of pictures online that I could just, like, show. Like, it's not like, if I wanted to scam you, I could scam you. It's clearly not what's going on here. Clearly it's something much more complex and beautiful. and very difficult. Guys, I also have all the footage for the video is wrapped. You know, it's like a film that's wrapped. It just needs to go through post. That's where the video is at right now. So like, it's not like it's. I have the tutorial. Even if like lightning struck this whole, well, then I would never get edited. But if I had, you know, the files saved somewhere else and then lightning struck, then like you would still be chilling. You still have everything you need. Don't worry. So if that's what you're looking for, you might be on the wrong stream. I think you're looking for someone called Disnep, something like that. I should have charged the battery, guys. I really should have charged the battery. I don't know what I was thinking, but your lightsaber's running out. Yeah, here you go. Boom. There. You guys can send me the program and I'll boot up your lightsaber. Alright. Let me see. It's a complicated thing. Of course, you guys aren't going to be happy with a picture or a video. It's going to be a live demo. Alright. See, this is why video games are easier, because once you make the game, you can just put out the game, and then you're just chilling. Lightsaber is actual physical nonsense. Oh my. It's really stuck in there. Only like 4 pounds. Yeah, this one isn't that heavy. It might be more than 4 pounds though. Oh, let me feel it. It's probably more than 4 pounds. It's probably like a good, I don't know, 5 or 6 maybe. I don't know. I don't have that good of a grasp on the precision of how much a pound weighs. It's definitely not like 10 though. Dang. This powder is really just like straight dead. Lightsaber. Okay, I have a plan. I have a plan. Yeah, exactly. Much lighter weight. Lighter weight even than an Unreal lightsaber. Yes, sir. An Unreal lightsaber would be pretty heavy, I suspect. But, the lightsabers are 3D, so I still think Unreal's probably going to do it better than Godot. If it was a 2D lightsaber, I think Godot all the way. But, yeah, 3D, I don't know. Might have to go with Unreal if you want, like, a nice... Although we do have some, we have some cool glowing tiles in our chess game, so I guess it's achievable. Alright. Nothing wrong with shorting something, is there? Just to get around not having a battery, am I right? Let's see, let me just find the right pin. There you are. Do you guys hear that? Sounds pretty exciting, doesn't it? Yeah, definitely if I use Unreal, it'd be a bit heavy to wield. I have to admit. Dang, we are really having some trouble today. Nothing wrong with a nice reboot. Well, I hope you enjoy your apple. No need to be, you know, depressed about the lightsaber situation. We're working on it. Kind of. We're trying to work on it. We're trying our very best. Um, um, hmm. I think we're getting there. Hopefully. By the way, did you guys see that that guy sending another lightsaber design on Discord? That thing was bright. That thing was crazy bright. It wasn't like a color changer, it was just more of like a classic, like, you know, just a single color lightsaber, but it had LED strips down, so the lighting was like super even, super bright. Definitely like if you're looking for like a, because this is not what I would classify as budget, so if you're looking for something more budget, it was a pretty cool option, I think. I don't know why we're having so much trouble tonight. Um, hmm. Oh yeah, no, for sure. For sure, I welcome improvements on design. Like, for example, once I finished V1, anything I saw over there was fair game for me to think about what to include on V2. So definitely join, send anything beautiful that you come up with, or if you need any help as well. Obviously, I have done lightsaber construction a fair few times at this point. A fair few times, I would say. Although given the experience we're having right now, I don't know that I could say I'm an expert per se. Yeah, I really should have called in an expert for this, guys. You're not gonna like this. But we might have to settle for just a picture or video, because this battery, trying to make a tacky solution around the battery is not working very well for us right now. Um, hmm. Because like it's not like it's like I don't want to show you guys something substandard, and then you don't want to make your own lightsaber. Like, I want to show you the cream of the crop, the best of the best. That's the issue here. Hmm. Hmm. Have I ever watched the movie Food Fighter? I don't think so. No, I don't think I've heard of that. I assume it's about food fighting, but I do want to get some Godot, and I don't want to spend the whole time troubleshooting a lightsaber battery dead issue. But hmm. Yeah, well, it's not really the turn on button so much as something to power the turn on button, but, and there's two turn on buttons, so that's nice. Hmm. My design, well, it's not, there's not a design flaw that you would need to worry about if you're using the lightsaber under normal circumstances. It's more if you're trying to, do it without a battery, which is not advised, but because my battery is dead and I only have the one right now, so yeah, provided you have a battery, the design's gonna work just great for you. So you don't need to worry about that. But if you don't have a battery, then yeah, don't do it. I don't recommend it. So yeah, maybe I should add that to the list of, caveats if there is a list. I don't know. I don't know if there are any other concerns that would keep you from being able to do it. I mean, you have to have a soldering iron, obviously, to do the project, but that's the main thing. If you got a soldering iron and you're a human and you have all of the materials, you're pretty much good to go. Yeah, I think, guys, we're just gonna have to wait for the battery. We're just gonna have to wait for the battery, honestly. I know, you're gonna think it's a scam, but it's not a scam. I can show you raw, unedited footage if that makes you happy, but that's all. Let me open up the footage folder. Lightsaber V2. We have some photos, which, I was trying to do that, that long exposure thing where basically the camera just keeps taking light for like a long time, and then at the end it takes the photo, and so it has all of the light. So if you hold your lightsaber in one place, it makes it stupid bright, or if you swing it around, it like kind of leaves trails. I was trying to do that. You can see, you guys can see, you're on the desktop, right? Yeah, you can see, this is what it looked like my first attempt. By the way, this is at night, guys, so you can see it was definitely taking a lot more light than you would normally expect. Yeah, so it didn't end up looking great, but here's some photos which unfortunately are out of focus, so that's not very helpful. It's kind of sad, but you can see it's quite bright. These are unedited, just the camera. Where's my videos of it 3D printing? That's not very helpful. Hang on, let me find my videos. Where did I put my videos? Let me think for a second. Videos. I put the photos in there. The videos would be under this one. No. See, I just do them in my editing software, so I don't know where it actually stores things. But we can have a look over there in my editing software and see if we can find something. It just hides the files under secret file paths or something. I don't know. They're always super hard to find manually, so you just have to go in there and then you can just pull them up. Okay, here we go. Here's the folder. You can see it's like these random secret folder file path. Anyway, this is it. Just raw footage of me with the lightsaber. That's right. It's crossguard. It's beautiful. Let me skip forward to one thing you will notice with any lightsabers is red is one of the dimmer colors. So I mean, this is quite bright, but it's not as good as a color like green or blue, which I turned it to green. Boom. Nothing changed in the camera. This is just green and blue are that much brighter. I don't know why the camera was doing this weird thing where it was recording very slowly, so the frames are very, very spread out. But yeah, you guys, you can see it's insanely bright. This is like full night, and you can see it's bright enough like I could see the area around me like quite clearly. Hit the wrong button there, but accidentally went into config mode in the middle of my swinging, so that was awkward. But yeah. You can see with it as a nice nice light blue. This was me trying to do the intro for the video, which so I had to take like a bunch of takes. But look at that, guys. Look at that. That is insanely. It looks insane. Like this is just unedited, right? So this is in the editing software where you pump up the bright spots and it makes it look super epic or whatever. It's not that. This is literally just a raw. This is just what the lightsaber looks like. Honestly, like this is the camera settings and everything like are tuned, so like this is actually what it looks like. So you can see when it's on red, right? It actually doesn't look. I'll admit it. Like it doesn't look as good. It's a little bit less lightsabery than I would like.
And you can.
Especially because red is my preferred. Don't call me Sith, but red is my preferred color. So it's a little bit sad that red is the dimmest color. But when you put this on blue, or green is even brighter than blue. Green and light blue are the two brightest colors. But you put this thing on green, you put this thing on light blue, you put this thing on yellow, put it on even orange is pretty good. Pink, very good. Any of these bright colors, anything that's heavy on green or blue, well, anything that's heavy on green or that includes like two of the primary colors. So if it's red and green, that's yellow, that's very bright. If it's green and blue, that's, wait, I said red and the point is, if it's two of the primary colors, it's going to be very bright because you got two of the, colors, and it's just going to be brighter. Anyway, it looks insane, guys. It honestly does. It looks insane. This is actually what it looks like in real life. I can attest to that. So yeah, that's the new model. And yeah, that's basically it. It's not a whole lot brighter than the last model. If you did the last build, it's going to be pretty similar. It's a little bit brighter because it has a little bit more power, because we're using an 18650 battery, so it can supply the current more readily than whatever we were using last time. I think a 9 volt. 9 volts do not supply current very rapidly, and 9 volts do not last very long. This battery will last like 6 times longer or something like that. With the 18650 I'm using, you can even get ones that'll make it last even longer than that. So yeah, it's an insane improvement on the last one, and sound as well. Sound as well is very good. We have sound now, so if you swing it around, it makes swing sounds. You clash, it makes clash sounds, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I will say that is the final planned feature set. So I have some small tweaks to make to the program. I have some adjustments I need to make to the program because currently it only supports one gyroscope and not the other, so it doesn't work as well as I would like it to. But as of right now, it's already great lighting, great sound, and we just need to make some more improvements to the gyroscope, which I will do as soon as I can, to make the effects more happen when you move the saber and with you moving the saber. Yeah, but anyway, there's some really cool stuff with it. I don't want to spend the whole stream on the lightsaber, so we should definitely get into our Godot stuff. Of course, if you guys have any specific questions, I could definitely answer those. But yeah, we're gonna have to wait for the battery, so I can't do a live demo, unfortunately. I tried my best, I really did. Hopefully I didn't mess anything up too badly. But yeah, that's the lightsaber. Let's hop back into our Godot game and see where we were. Okay, yeah, I believe obviously we have the highlighting. I believe if we select a piece, we can move it. You can see with the pawns, it even shows where the options are. But I believe we can also move the pawns to anywhere, and actually, in fact, we can move any piece to anywhere because it doesn't actually check if you're following the rules. So yeah, we don't even have to take turns. We can just move the pieces wherever. They do capture and replace the old piece, but yeah, we're gonna definitely need to do some work to get things working. Also, there seems to be, this rook does not look proper. Both of these rooks actually look like their textures are inside out. So wait, is that all of these? Yeah, wait, hang on a second. This might be an issue we need to fix. The Black King looks fine, but both of the knights, are you guys seeing this? Both of the knights, both of the rooks look like their textures are like inside out or something. Bishop looks fine. Queen looks fine. It's just the rooks and the knights. I don't know what's up with that. is the white rooks are fine, right? Yeah, they look normal. Yeah, the white knight. I think the white knight looks fine too. Not sure. I don't know. Well, we might have to look into that. It looks like maybe the UVs could be messed up, because if the UVs are messed up, sometimes it looks like the textures are inside out. But anyway, let's get to work, because we do need to finish this thing up, because I have some big plans coming up for game development, YouTubing and whatnot. So we got to finish this guy up so we can move on to those. But we obviously want to do a good job with it. So hang on, let me run this one more time just so we can come up with some tasks to work on. I probably left some to-dos in the code if I was a good coder last time, but who knows. Okay, so the pawns need to actually follow the rules, but before that, we're seeing that when we click on a pawn, those highlights just stay forever, and they never go away. Do they? Yeah, no, they just don't go away at all. So yeah, the highlights are just there forever. And same, even if they happen further down the boards. Yeah, so we need to erase those highlights, because otherwise it's going to get really confusing really fast. So, with that in mind, okay, so you're going to think it's a scam, but it's not. It's not a scam. I decided that we were going to have to just wait on the lightsaber because I was not having any success with getting it to run without a battery, just off of the computer or whatever. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait for the battery, which likely will not happen before the end of the live stream, if I'm being honest. So I might as well prepare you for that now, rather than waiting until the end of the live stream, and then it's another scam on top of the current scam. So it's just one scam, which is not a scam after all. But if all goes well with the editing and everything, the video will hopefully be out on Saturday, so you guys can see it then, and hopefully I can actually be well prepared for the next stream and actually have the battery good to go. But yes, as of right now, we are not having any success with that. We did go over some raw footage of the lightsaber that did look like the way it actually does. Oh, I knew this was gonna happen. Oh, I knew this was gonna happen. Like, guys, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's not it's not even April 1st. That would have been last week. Okay, last week would have been the one where it was April 3rd, and I would have done that. Like, it's I feel so bad right now. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is why I should stick to game development. I really should. Going forward, I should just do game development, because electronics is too much work, too much scamming, too much, yeah. I really should. Yeah, look, I can pull up the footage again, but I don't think you're gonna like that, because last time you were suggesting that I would scam you guys with footage, which obviously I wouldn't. But apparently that's a major risk. And guys, it's not like it's just me making lightsabers with LEDs. Like, I'm making them for cheaper than anybody else. I think if you guys find someone who's making them for cheaper than I am, definitely call it out, and I will do that. Okay, at the end of last stream I called it. Guys, the actual video, okay, which is the highly polished work of art on which I will show my creation at its most beautiful, the video will come out before the next live stream. Can almost guarantee that. I can't guarantee it because you never know, but hopefully it'll be out Saturday, and then like there will be no complaining from you guys. I could also premiere it. Yeah, how about this, guys? All right, once I'm done editing the video, I'll not only schedule it, I'll premiere it so you guys can see. There'll be a countdown and everything, and you guys will know that I've posted it, and that you just have to wait until it's time to view it. So as soon as that premiere goes up, I expect until you see premiering in 30 hours or whatever on the channel, you're welcome to call it a scam. But as soon as you see premiering whatever, I expect the scam comments to stop, because that will mean that my video is about to go up that will prove my innocence in these matters. I just showed you the raw I just showed you guys the raw footage straight from the camera. Straight from the camera. I can show you the footage again if you weren't here, but I showed you the raw the raw footage. Do I still have it open in here somewhere? Hang on. Reveal in Finder. Here we go, guys. So you can see it's literally named with the camera's naming convention. This is just raw footage, okay? It was created 2 nights ago at 10:34 p.m., which is when I did all of these video shootings on the lightsaber, and it killed the battery, which is why we can't view it right now. And I'm opening up the video with total honesty, because this is the worst the lightsaber ever looks on red, because red is the dimmest color. So here you go. Total honesty. This is the worst the lightsaber is ever going to look. Here you go. And yeah, this is what it looks like. As you can see, right? Critiquing it here to be in the interest of full transparency. I'm critiquing it here. Here we go. The tips are pretty dim because the LEDs don't actually go into the tip. So yeah, tips look pretty dim. No, this design is beautiful. I will hear no arguments against it, guys. I did a poll to ask you guys if you wanted Maul's lightsaber or Kylo Ren's lightsaber, and I'm very grateful that Kylo Ren's lightsaber won because it looks epic, and I will hear no arguments against that. Like, I'm not a sequels fan by any stretch of the imagination, but guys, this is like, it's just, oh, it's beautiful. The blade and the side blades. Okay, so this is the worst it's ever gonna look. Let's take a look at the best it's ever gonna look, which is on a color like light blue or green. Either one of those is gonna be like the brightest it gets. I mean, obviously white would be brighter, but that's, you know, that's boring. Boom! Oh. Look at that. It's so bright that even the ends are just filled with light. It's just so much light. It's just so much. You can't even comprehend it. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. Anyway, yeah, the point of the cross guards, guys, like, if you ever sword fight, like, if you're sword fighting like this, right, like you do with a two-handed sword, which, even though lightsabers are weightless, we pretend they have weight, so you sword fight like this, right, with two hands. You got to get some good heft in. If you sword fight like that, then someone's blade is going to come down your blade and it's going to chop your hand off. Especially if it's a lightsaber, you're gone. But if you have cross guards, that doesn't happen. Have I ever seen a cross guard which is a blade? I'm sure that's a thing. A cross guard blade. No, it's just giving me lightsaber stuff, because my search history is filled with that. But all lightsaber stuff all day long. Okay, all right. I'm not seeing much, I admit. Yeah, it looks like usually they're not blades. But guys, here's the thing. It has a these right on the very inside. There's a very short, there's a little short piece of metal here, so your hand's not gonna get cut. All right, like, your hand can slide all the way up, and it won't get cut. Okay, it's only your enemies that are gonna get cut. Okay, so we don't talk about that part. But theoretically, if you're good, then no. Or maybe these blades actually do start back here. There's just metal to protect the user. So if someone chopped down it would just hit the blade, which is inside, which is, in truth, the plastic actually does go inside there. So if we imagine the lightsabers like that, the blades actually start here, right here, and right here. Okay, then if their blade comes down, it just cuts the protective metal, which is there to protect, and so your hands still don't get cut. And your hands come up from beneath and don't get cut because of that. So really, these is just like a little safety feature here. These are just optional safety features which we've added on to protect your hands. Yeah, guys, again, that's why I should just go back to game development, because yeah, the electronics thing is just yeah, it's really too much work for not enough results, especially what I have to deal with, getting accused of a scam every third second. Yeah, this, for some reason I turned it on part green and part blue. I don't know why I did that. That's kind of weird, but you can do that if you want, I guess. Anyway, yeah, that's the raw footage of the lightsaber. That's the main raw footage that I have. It used to be, until we got this new version, which is just as safe as any other. Guys, look at my hands. Does it look like I stabbed myself with the crossguard? No, clearly not. Clearly it works. All right, that's my proof. Yeah, so I think we're pretty much, we have pretty much proved that the crossguard is an actually efficient and beautiful design, and probably one of the only 5 things that the sequels got right. Yeah, I think that's good. Now it is time to add a crossguard lightsaber to our chess game. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe though, you never know. Anyway, when we run our chess game, we are getting an issue where the glowing highlights from showing where our pawns are allowed to move do not ever go away. Actually, it looks like they maybe do if you actually move your piece there, which is interesting. But if you don't, then yeah, they don't go away. They just stay there for forever. And since the hover effect code is very simple and simply inverts whether the tile is glowing or not, it just makes it not a non-glowing hover. But that shouldn't be an issue as long as we actually remove the hovering afterward. So, wait, I'm wondering if there's another bug here. If we go off the edge and then we come back. No, okay, it's fine. All right. If we go off the edge, it leaves that tile highlighted until we come back. So that might be something. That's like a minor bug. It's not a big issue. Not like all of these glowing tiles here, which we should probably fix. So, fixing that. Okay, so let's go through like a sample scenario here. Seems like I got a lot of yellow. Oh, you think the square should be pink? We could do that. The only issue would be if it's too similar to the red or whatever. But let's see, where do we put our pieces? Are they under scenes? No? Prefabs, of course. Okay, chess square white. We can try light pink. We just gotta make sure it's not too similar to the orange of the other tiles. Because obviously this is in the same kind of range here. Let's see it. Let's see it. That could probably work. Yeah, I know, it's just a glorified glow stick. It's not like a hacksmith, but if I was dealing with an actual lightsaber, then I also wouldn't just be dealing with it with my bare hands. I would be wearing protection so I don't chop myself in half. That actually does look pretty nice. I'll admit it. By the way, any Godot professionals, what do we like, guys? What is this? Why is this rook doing this? And this, is it just the model is messed up? Do we like, because I assume if the rest of them are working correctly, then it can't be any import settings that we messed up. But yeah, it looks like it's just these two. I assume maybe on the modeling side, but then I don't know why the white ones would be incorrect. That's the main thing. Like, I would assume it was just an issue, like the modeler did something wrong with the UVs, but the white rook and the white knight seem to be fine. So I don't know what's wrong with the yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. But this rook is the same 3D model as this rook. So how can that be? Because this rook looks fine. This rook is not. Well, I know it looks like a Blender issue. That was my first thought. But this rook is fine. They're the same 3D model, just with a different shader. So how can this be? Presumably we must have made some kind of a mistake with our... yes, it is. And it is a different shader, and so presumably we have made some kind of a mistake. I don't think that's the issue here. Also, the other pieces are not having this issue. If we move a pawn up, looks fine. If we move the bishop up, it also looks... Okay, I just killed the bishop with the black king. That doesn't make any sense, but we'll ignore it. All of these pieces are fine, but the knight and the rook are messed up. Yeah, I know that we don't exactly have any rules here. For example, this pawn can just go on a rampage and kill all of the other pawns and black pieces, which doesn't really make any sense, but, you know, whatever. We need to fix the highlighting, and then we can actually get some rules done. But yeah, we need to get rid of these hacking chess pieces for sure. So switch to inheritance. There's not really anything. I don't think there's any issues that would be solved with inheritance. We really just need to define some rules and use them. That's all. I think. Guys, we don't need to complain about strings again, do we? Like, really? Like, complaining about strings again? Like, really? That's kind of outdated. I feel like that was a past thing. That was like a March thing. Now that we're in April, we can move on from the string complaining. I think. I don't. That's. I mean, if you want to be like a, you know, like a backwards, like stuck in the past person, you can complain about strings, but I just wouldn't recommend it. That's all. Okay, so so the issue on the table is we're getting highlights everywhere and they're not going away. Well, we're getting highlights in the right places, but we never remove them. So we should definitely do that. I will make it into a pass thing. That is my solution for dealing with it as of this moment. So when we first, like, let's go through a scenario here, right? No pieces have been clicked. We first click a piece. So the active square change is happening obviously over and over again. We can probably remove that print statement now. And then when we click a piece, it knows which square is active, obviously. So that's in the unhandled input. We click on a piece and we go right here. Okay. So what does it do? It tells us where we clicked. It figures out where the piece is allowed to move, which obviously we haven't done anything with yet. You should clarify a little bit more your suggestion on, quote, making it into inheritance. I think what we should probably do is create a, I don't know, some kind of a data type that will contain an array that will contain all of the offsets to which a piece is. All right, we need the sketch pad for this. We're getting serious. Hang on. Here's what I think we should do. I have no idea how to do this in Godot, so we're definitely going to need some help here. But here's what I think we should do. We should create a struct. Can I get a fatter pencil, please? Thank you. Not that fat. There we go. We will create a struct. All right. We'll create a struct, and this struct will store. Okay, that's not very rectangular, but that's fine. All right, in this struct, we will store an array of moves, right? Because we're gonna have each of these. We're gonna have a pawn, a knight, and all of these things in this struct. And so in the moves array, it will basically contain some offsets. So for example, I don't know how we're going to describe this in code, but let's say this is the current square. So for a pawn, this moves array would contain move 1 forward. It would contain, okay, we're going to need a long, it would contain move 2 forward, because obviously that's another thing a pawn can do. It would contain move 1 diagonal. So this might be a vector 2 array here. I'm not sure. But that could be a good data type for it, right? Because if we have basically a vector 2 of the offsets, so for example, this would be, let's say it's x, y, so this would be a 0, 1 to describe this move, if that makes any sense, right? And then this move would be, 0, 2. And so we just have an array of squares where the piece is allowed to move. And that would be that. But it does get a little bit more complicated. This is going to be 1, 1. Actually, this is going to be -1, 1. Okay, and then the last place a pawn is allowed to move is like this. Okay, that was a terrible drawing. But anyway, and that's just 1, 1. So if we take a look at this, let's see if we think this would work. Right, imagine we have this little semicolon there for you. There we go. We have an array of moves which contains these different vector 2s which say where the pawn is allowed to move. Okay? And, all right. Benefits of this, we could simply just loop over each of these positions. If the, like, let's just imagine a workflow for this, right? So we intake this struct in our possible positions function. We just, we know that it's a pawn, so we take in this struct. How would you do it simpler? I'm open to suggestions here. But here's my thought. We take in this struct for the pawn, and we just loop over each of these positions. We check if it's an actual position on the board. And we check if... could get tricky. We check... The pawn one is a little complicated, because for these diagonals, we have to check if they're capturing. And for these, we have to check if they're not capturing. So yeah, this does feel like it's getting complicated, but I don't know. It might have to actually, like, obviously there might be some level of complication necessary here. We can't necessarily dismiss it just because it's getting complicated. Although I do welcome any suggestions for. Let's keep a list of each spot. Yeah. Use characters instead of integers, because if you think about it, integers are already represented through the index. So using these are vector 2s. So this is the difference between the current position and the move to position. So this is 0, 1. So basically, this is the pawn moving 0 squares on the x and 1 square on the y. And this is 0, 2. So this is the pawn moving 0 on the x, 2 on the y. This is the pawn moving 1 to the left on the x and 1 forward on the y. And here 1 to the right on the x and 1 forward on the y. So the reason we're not storing them as integers, we're storing vector 2s that describe the possible squares that the pawn might be allowed to move. So we can't really do that with characters. If we were trying to do it with characters, like describing the positions like D5 or whatever where they're allowed to move, then we'd have to do that for every square on the board, and I don't think we want to do that. So I don't think that's a viable option. So what this would look like is we would say struct moves struct piece moves, just to test this out, see if this is gonna potentially work out. Struct piece moves is just going to contain a vector 2. Is there anything more slimmed down than vector 2 that we used, or did we just end up using vector 2? And I thought that we had found something better potentially to use, but maybe we didn't. I don't know. I guess we were just using the regular. All right, that's fine. So anyway, it's going to be a vector 2 int. Wait, what is it? Int vector 2. Vector. Anyway, it's going to be an array of vector 2 ints, which we will figure out how to say in just a moment. And it is going to. Yeah, that's basically just about it. And then we would actually just create an instance of it. So we have a vector 2 int array moves. Okay, so then for example, to create one of these, we would have a piece pawn, and and then we can say pawn. We don't want to do it there though. We want to do it in the initial initial declaration. Maybe we should just make it actually a vector too. We don't really need a struct for this actually. We can actually just make a vector to array pawn that simply equals, let's see, 0, 1, and then we'll just put in the rest of the moves. So we're actually just creating an array for each piece, and that array will just contain the moves that the piece is allowed to make. I don't know. Does that seem fair to everyone? The pawn is obviously a simple example, so let's just take a look at what this would look like for the most complicated piece, which is the queen, just to see if this is going to look reasonable. And it might not actually, because queen got a lot of spaces she's allowed to move. Because if we pull up let's go to chess.com and see if we can get like a little board to play around with, because that could be very helpful. I think there's a way to do it. Just like a free-for-all board. Classroom, there we go. I think that's it. Here we go. Okay, so the queen, why do we need to, what do you mean the password is incorrect? I just logged in with this the other day. Wait, I changed my username to Saber CPP so we could be on theme for this. Here we go. Okay, now we got a sweet skin. Anyway. Okay, so anyway, the point is, if we put the queen here, you can see this is the maximum. She's going to be able to potentially, she could actually, because she could be in this corner, which would mean 8 that way. 8 that way, 8 that way, or she could be in this corner, which means we have to consider 8 that way, 8 that way, 8 that way. Well, it's 7 because we're obviously on one. Yeah, so this is definitely getting complicated. I think we need a way to denote that. Yeah, so for example, for the queen, like let's imagine she's down here. I don't know why we can't just like clear out all of the pieces and just use here we go. Set up position. Can we delete these now? Anyway, let's imagine the queen is over here. Right, here's basically I think we need a way to note, she can go all the way diagonal or all the way horizontal. Unless, I don't know. Yeah, this is definitely a tough problem. How we are going to store the possible moves that a piece is allowed to take. And, guys, honestly, we might just have to go with the simple plan that I was already doing, which is just taking on a case-by-case basis and just write some code to check it out. I think we might, you might be right. We might be actually just overcomplicating this for no reason, trying to make it all fancy when really we could just be taking this on a case-by-case basis. So, like, for example, if we go into possible positions, if we want to run this for the rook, because obviously we can just do it. Ooh, sorry about that. That was probably really bad. If we do it for the rook and the bishop, then we can just do both for the queen. So if piece name is equal to rook, actually we can just do if piece name is equal to rook, or piece name is equal to queen. Then basically what we could just do is just loop over from where the piece is in each of the 4 directions until we get to an invalid square or a piece. So we could just create a little while loop, right? And then, let's get rid of that. And then we can say, okay, how do we want to do this? We want to, so let's say this is our going forward loop, right? So we're on this square. Well, let's put us on this square, right? So our going forward loop, we need to check the one in front of us, then the one in front of that, then the one in front of that, and then the one, and so on, okay? So, and if we get to a piece, like this is here, now we have 2 bishops to white, that's fine. if we get to a piece, then that's our last square that we're allowed to move to. And same in the rightward direction, if we get to the edge of the board, this is our last square that we're allowed to move to, is right here. And same way in this direction, if we get to a friendly piece, it's the same thing. So basically, we can just say while true, keep increasing this by 1, and if that spot is empty, add it to the array and keep on going, right? If the spot is filled with an enemy piece, add it to the array and stop going, because we can't go past that. If it's a friendly piece, add it to the array. No, do not add it to the array and stop going. And if it's the edge of the board, then obviously stop going. So hopefully that made sense. But our first loop is going to be going forward, okay? So going, up the board like this one arrow right here. So we're going to say we'll be increasing the number, so it's nice and easy. Number plus equals number plus plus. I was about to do plus equals. We increase the number, and then we say if chess notation to array value. 1 second. We say if the value at that position, so we can just get the array value with our chess notation value pretty easily. If chess notation to array value, and then we're going to combine letter plus string number. Okay, so we have moved 1 square forward, so we're now looking at this square, and if that is empty, empty is the only one where we add it to the array and keep going. So if that is empty, then what we want to do is we want to say valid positions plus equals what are we adding? We're just adding the piece name, right? Or not the piece name. The chess notation position. Okay, so valid positions plus equals. Okay, let me make a couple extra variables just to make this a little neater. Okay, so I'm going to create an int moving number equals number. Okay, and then we're going to say moving number plus plus. And then we're going to obviously turn this into a variable since we're using it twice for efficiency reasons. We're going to say current notation position equals, and this is obviously a string. Okay, we get the current notation position, and if current notation position is equal to an empty string. So once again, all we've done is we've moved forward 1 to this square right here, and we're saying if that's an empty string, which in this case it is, then we're going to add it to the valid positions, and we're going to keep going. So we're not going to break out of the loop. We're just going to keep on going because we can go to the next empty space and the next empty space and so on. Okay, next let's say else if current notation position is equal to an enemy piece. So actually for this we need to say the first character in the name is equal to okay, let's see if it's a friendly piece first. So we can say if it's equal to side, right? Because we already determined this piece is side. So if it's the same side as us, then what do we want to do? We do not add it to the array because we're not allowed to take our own piece, and we additionally break out of the loop. Okay, then we can say if current, just copy this one, this is going to be very similar. If it does not equal our side, okay, so if this is an enemy piece, then we want to add it to valid positions, right, because we're allowed to take that enemy piece, but we can't go through the enemy piece, so we are going to stop on that piece. That piece is the last position in that direction. So the way this loop would go is it'll check this one, empty, okay, this is valid, and we can keep going. So it'll check this one. Okay, this is valid, and we can keep going. It'll check this one. Okay, this is valid, but we can't keep going. So it'll just be these three that are added to the array after this while loop completes. And our last case is if we get to the end of the board, which obviously doesn't happen in this case, but if we were going to the left, we get to this, it continues, and we get to this, currently it would continue, and it would go on forever, so we hang the program. So we need to say else if what happens if we send an invalid thing to the chess notation to array value? What happens if we send an invalid square? That's what we need to check. I think it returns to us invalid. Okay, so we can check if it's an invalid square simply by saying else if current notation position is equal to invalid. So if this is an invalid square, then we're just going to go ahead and break as well. So obviously we can't move to an invalid square. So in this case, we go here, then we go here, then we try to go here, and it wouldn't work, so we'd break. So I think that actually is rook movement, and also we're adding the rook movement to the queen as well, because obviously the queen can move like a rook. And the plan for the queen is actually pretty nice, I think. The queen just moves like the bishop and the rook. So for the rook and or the queen, we'll just add the positions to the array of valid positions. And for the queen, we'll just be adding all of the rook's valid positions and all of the bishop's valid positions to the array. So the queen will just have a fat array full of all bishop and rook moves that could be had at that location. So hopefully that makes sense. That's also why I changed this. Instead of being an if else if, it's just going to be a regular if, because the queen will be running for both the if rook moves and for the bishop moves. Hopefully that makes sense. So like for the next loop, we're going to say if piece name is equal to bishop or piece name is equal to queen. So you can see basically the queen gets all the rook moves and all of the bishop moves. So then for the bishop, it's going to be kind of... Oh, actually we did not complete... Sorry, we did not complete this rook one at all. We've only covered one direction, which is moving forward like this. So moving forward is going to work great. None of the side moving sideways is not going to work. So we only have checked a column like stacked up like that. So we definitely need to fix that. So that was our first while loop. Just had us going straight up. So we can just do the same exact thing once again, even down to the variable. We can just say we can just set moving number back down to number, right? Because the number is the square that we're on. And then we can just say moving number minus minus instead. And that should give us just the exact opposite, so which is moving down. So now we would cover this square, and this square. I think that works. Okay. And then the only other thing we have to do, and I am gonna, since this is the same, I'm gonna take that and turn it into a function momentarily. But the last thing we have to do is we need to say string moving letter, because we're gonna need to have a moving letter. Actually, hang on. Yeah, because I believe we have a function to turn numbers into letters. Yeah, chess number to letter. So we're actually just gonna have an int. We're gonna use an int again, but this time we're gonna say int. No, we're gonna use the moving. Let's say int moving letter as number, just to make it clear like what's going on here. We're moving the letter, right? Because now we need to we need to do left and right calculations, right? So since the queen right now is on A, B, C, D, E, we need to go to F, G, and H, and also backwards through these other letters. So what we're going to do for that is we're going to create an integer, so that would be 5 since this is E, the 5th row, and then we're going to turn that into an E when we need to use the actual position, but we're going to turn it into an integer, so we can go 6, which gets turned into an F, 7, which gets turned into a G, and 8, which gets turned into an H. So hopefully that makes sense. So in moving letter as number is going to equal chess letter to number, because we're starting out with a letter, right? So we need to turn our current letter, which in this case would be E for our demonstration. We need to turn our current letter into a number. So that's going to turn this into 5. Okay? And then once again, we're going to say while true, because we're just going to break out of this manually. Moving letter as number is going to increase. Okay, and then we're going to say, we're just going to create a string moving letter, which is going to be moving, which is just going to be us saying chess number to letter, moving letter as number. So basically, this whole thing here, these lines here are just to create an integer and increment it, except we're doing that with letters this time. So it's a little bit different. Obviously, we can't increment letters, so we have to convert it into an int and then convert that int into a string when we actually access it. And is that a string or a character? It's actually a character, so this needs to be character moving letter. See, characters, not strings. Nice. Okay, so then next what we're going to do is pretty similar to this. Instead of our current notation position being letter and string, it actually is going to be this. It's going to be moving letter plus string number. And we may have actually made a mistake on these. Yeah, because this shouldn't be string number, this should be string moving number. Because we want to use the updated number that's being updated every loop. So let me just fix that right quick. Good thing we noticed that. Okay, so basically, now I think this should be ready to go if we just copy in basically the same if statements here, which we can actually turn into a function. So let's just copy that in just for show, and then we'll turn it just to show how much we need a function here, really. Yeah, and then we're just doing the exact same thing here because all we want to do is check the different squares and see what needs to be done. So I think what I'm going to do is, now that we have all 4 of our, let's see, let's set moving letter as number back to chess letter to number letter. We're just going to go the other way this time, guys. Just going to copy all of this, paste it down below, and now our code should work. It's just not elegant, which is what we're going to fix immediately. So basically now what we're doing here is, it's pretty nice. And guys, again, I'm going to fix the code in just 1 second. Index of arrays instead of integers. What do you mean? Oh, you mean instead of having a function to convert letters to characters, we should have an array of characters, which we then index. That's not a bad idea, actually. I think, yeah, that should work just as well. We can do that. I think the only reason we have it as a function right now is because it's kind of nice to have the symmetry chess letter to number, chess number to letter. But we could very well do this as an array, and then these can just be the indices, which would take up a lot less space. So yeah, we can do that. Let's do that. Sure, that sounds good. Let's go ahead. Okay, guys, like I try my best. All right, I'm gonna make definitely plenty of mistakes. So I do think you guys should help, even if I'm yapping. You guys should definitely correct me. But some things I won't do just because I think it's better to keep moving and keep things going than not in some certain cases. But that's all. So we can do this character array idea, though. I think that's a fine idea. So basically, we just create an array, which is with this character array would be. Oh, we didn't even make this private. What should we call this? We should call this chess I don't know. I don't want to necessarily want to call it the same thing because then it'd be a little confusing whether it's a function, which obviously it's not a function. It's going to be an array. But let me think about a name while we put in these letters. Yeah, I think this is a smart idea though. Making it an array is definitely more streamlined. And we just have to go through H. Okay. Maybe maybe just call it chess letters, honestly. So I mean, the shorter the better, honestly. It's just an array of chess letters, and then all we have to do is we can remove this function now and find and replace. Here we go. Okay, we have 7. We have 7 cases where we're using this. So we're really slimming down here. Okay, and then we just turn this into that. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Good work, team. Do we miss somewhere? Where else is it? Okay. Here we go. Hang on. Did I search for the wrong thing? Chess letter to number. Oh yeah, I searched for the wrong thing. Oh my God. That's terrible. Search for the wrong thing. We are not replacing chess letter to number. We're replacing chess number to letter. Very important distinction. And okay. Yeah, so we need to take care of that. There we go. Okay, that's 2 down, 3 to go. Plus, it's a little bit shorter too, in addition to obviously being a one-line array instead of a function. So I think it's a good choice here. One more to replace. Okay, there we go. Now, as promised, we can shrink the code in our thing here a little bit because obviously we are repeating exactly the same code 4 times right here, like this. So we just have to figure out how to turn it into a function. And I think, because obviously we need to return whether we're going to break or not, right? Because it's in a while loop, and so we need to break out of that. We can't break out of that from inside of the function. So I think we are going to make it a Boolean. So we can say, what should we call it? If, okay, so here's the thing. We have to return it depending on the case, right? So in this case, we need to return a position, right? Because we have to give a position. And in this case, we give a position and break, right? So there's 3 different cases. One case is we just break, right? Which could be dealt with by a Boolean. Another case is we add the position to the array and don't break. But the third case is what trips us up because we have to break and add the value to an array. So we could use out parameters, I guess, and just have this be passed in a Boolean. I guess we could do that. So let's call this if is valid position current notation position break. Okay, so it's going to return a Boolean as to whether we should break. But in addition to passing in the current notation position, we also need to pass in the side. This is the side right here. And then we also need to pass in the valid positions array so we can add the item to it. Okay, so we don't even have to do an out parameter because we can just pass in the array and it'll add the item to it. Actually, hang on a second. Is that gonna work? I guess there's only one way to find out. The question is whether it passes a copy of the array or the actual array. I guess we'll see. Okay, so bool is valid position. What are we taking in? We're taking a string position string side. Okay, position's already taken. String current position, string side, string array, or do we end up using a list? List string valid positions. Okay, and then inside of that we just do this magic. Did we miss anything? Obviously we need to replace these breaks with return true. Hang on. I think we probably want to return false to break. Thing is valid position sounds like it's going to return whether or not it's a valid position, which in some cases we break even though it's a valid position. So I don't know if that's confusing terminology. Return false and return false. I don't know. I guess we'll leave it for now. I feel like that's a little bit confusing because it sounds like this is going to return whether or not the position is valid, when really it adds the position to an array if it's valid. And obviously that's not actually, yeah, I don't think this is the best name for it. What do you guys think we should call this? Because it's not actually returning whether it's valid or not. Maybe can move on, right? Like can continue searching or something. Use searching. And if we can't continue searching, then we break. I don't know. I think that's we definitely need to add a comment because it's not just checking if we can continue searching. It checks if we can continue searching along this track and checks if we can continue searching along this track and adds the and if valid adds the current position to the valid positions array. I think that sums it up pretty nicely. Does it like show us that if we like hover over it, click on it or something? Maybe not. Okay, I guess not. It's a little sad, but anyway, we've made it clear what the function does, and now we can just go ahead and replace the rest of these, shrink them down quite a bit actually. And the last one. Okay, and then it's finally going to be time to actually test this, so hopefully it works. What we've done is we've added rook movement, and the queen should be able to move like a rook. And again, guys, we're not currently checking when we actually try to move a piece. We're not currently checking. We're only highlighting. Okay, so the highlighting is what we're going to be checking, but we have an error, so expected close parenthesis. Okay, I accidentally left 2 close parentheses here from when we were replacing our old function with this new shiny array. That's all. Okay, now we have a lot more errors. Chess notation to array value. What? This is just us return. That should be fine. What am I missing here? This is just us calling a function like a function. Can't convert from character to string, that's more reasonable. Well, no, it's not, because we're not trying to convert from character to string. We're trying to pass in an array of, or a list of strings, to be precise. I don't know, this is odd. Maybe there's a deeper error going on here. The name current notation position does not exist in that. Okay, this should be current position. Oh, we missed one. That should resolve a few of the errors. Okay, so we got some... okay, we have a couple more errors that are easy. I like to get the easy ones out of the way first, just in case that's a different thing. Oh, it's not going to be plus equals, because that makes no sense. This is a list, I believe, correct? I keep forgetting this. It's a list, yeah. So we just need to use the dot add notation. Valid positions dot add current position. So anyway, yeah, I like to take out the easy errors first, because usually, well, often one of them is causing the hard issues. This should be a character. Oh, that was the error. See what I mean? We noticed that we were comparing a character and a string, which meant that this variable is passed in is not actually a string, it's supposed to be a character, which is why these functions were giving us an error, because we were trying to pass a string character in, and it was supposed to be a string because we had specified the side was a string. So that was the issue there, and we have now resolved it. Okay, cannot implicitly convert type string to, once again, this should just be dot add current position. And not all code paths return a value. Oh, well, we should probably just make this return false, and then just remove, just to verify, but I think we should actually just remove all of the cases where we would return true and just have a return, or where we would return false and just have a return false at the end. So the default is just going to be to return that we can't continue searching, and we can only continue searching if it's a valid one. Yeah, because I mean that's pretty much the only case where we can keep going is if it's an empty square. That's always going to be true. Otherwise, if it's an enemy piece, then it's an allowed territory, like here. But if it's a friendly piece, or if it's the edge of the board, then we can't move there, so we just stop immediately. I think that's pretty straightforward. Now, is there one more error? Yes, one more error 4 times over. Okay, let's see. Is it because of the issue capital string versus lowercase string? Is that the issue that we're having here? No. Oh, this. Sorry guys, I'm used to working with Python. Where you just say string and you put something inside it and it turns into a string. That was the issue. It's supposed to be .toString. Too much Python going on. Let's find these. Yeah, so this is not how you turn a integer into a string. You do .toString. Just for, yeah, that's how you do it. Okay. And now after this, we should actually be able to see if our program is going to work for rooks and queens moving like rooks. And once again, we do not have stuff working, just highlighting. So it's not actually going to restrict us. But if we move our, doesn't look like it's working. Yeah, we're not getting any highlighting when we click on our rook. Let's try moving our queen out here into the open. No. So we are not getting any success here. Interesting. We have no tiles highlighted. So we probably need to add some. Oh. Gonna guess it's, and I mentioned this, when we're calling this function the valid positions array, we may not actually be passing in a reference, we may be passing in a copy, which obviously if we pass in a copy of the valid positions, right, then this thing adds to the copy and then the copy is just lost. So what we need to do, we need this to be passing in a reference so that we can actually be adding inside of the function, we can be adding these to the outside of the function list. And so we're probably going to need to look at how to do that. Godot pass reference to list. C#. That's not very helpful. Yes. Somebody read the YouTube banner. Yes. Yeah, you see what it says. I think it has an important message for you. That is very important. I made that ages ago. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. What are you? Hang on. YouTube.com/adsabercpp. There's clearly a space here. Right. Oh, you're saying there's no one in that category. Yeah, I mean, that's true. That's true. Yeah, there really isn't, honestly. Guys, you don't want to know. You honestly don't want to know. I cut it off there for a reason, okay? Like, I can't be going to jail. Not just yet. Not unless someone doesn't subscribe and have notifications turned on. Yeah, no, it doesn't. I don't think anyone has notifications turned on. It's like, it barely even matters anymore, because even if you have notifications turned on your YouTube, like, let's say you have your notifications turned on for Saber C++, odds are you don't have notifications turned on for YouTube, the YouTube app itself, so it doesn't matter. There's not going to be any notifications. So yeah, I'm not worried about that. That was when I was first starting out on YouTube, so I did not know that much. It was a year ago. A year and 4 days ago, as a matter of fact. Yeah, no. So I did fix the logic. So if they don't have notifications turned on, it's not that big of a deal. It just prints out like you're a bad person, that's all. If they're not subscribed though, you don't want to know. You don't want to know what the else statement for that one is, because that one's a yeah, but guys, I had to take up the right amount of space. You know, I had to make it look nice. That's the reason I did that. It's not actually, you know, I had to do it for the art of it, guys. It's just there to look nice. It's not actually going to be run unless I have to run it, in which case a lot of non-subscribers are going to be very, very sad. That's all I'm going to say on that. Anyway, what are we doing here? I don't know. This Reddit thread is useless. I think we're supposed to be passing in a list by reference. This is a GD script. I do not want GD script. I think we're just gonna have to do an out parameter, guys. It's just a straightforward. It'll return it and we'll add it. Yes, yeah. We're just gonna do that. All right, hang on. Here we go. We're not gonna pass in the list. We're just gonna pass in a. The question is, if we do an out parameter, right? We could just say current. We can just return current position or null, I guess. So here we go. Let me just show you and then I'll explain it. String, what should we call it? Valid position. Okay, and then we'll just say valid position equals current position. Valid position equals current position. And then I'm doing it wrong. Okay. Yeah, guys, we need to. Uncle Bob should honestly star in more movies. Like, I can't remember the last time I saw an Uncle Bob cameo. Like, we need more of that. Let's be real here. Okay. Let's create a Oops. Well, guys, I don't want to watch more videos. Last week, you put on some random video that was like completely irrelevant, and you kept telling me that he was going to explain why 42 was equal to infinity, and he never explained it. It was just a lie. It was just a lie, and he didn't even back up his claim. I'm disappointed. I was very disappointed in that. Anyway, what we're supposed to be doing here is we're going to say string valid position equals nothing, just string valid position. We're going to pass in valid position as an out parameter. Can't spell position apparently. Okay, and in here we'll say if valid position, if it's not null, then all we're going to do is we're going to add it to the valid positions array. If valid position is valid, then we'll add it to the valid array. All right. Okay, there we go. That should, this little thing here should now do the trick, I think. I don't know, guys. I don't know if I can trust you guys. It's a little iffy, but maybe we gotta get this thing working first, though, for sure. And also, yeah, it's not that late yet, guys. We gotta get more work done. Okay, we have a lot of errors. I forgot to declare the valid position once again below here, so let's go and do. Okay, I meant to put that on a new line. Yeesh. And perfect. If it's only 2 minutes, then as soon as this compiles, we'll watch it. But it's not going to this time because I think we saw more mistakes. Can't convert string to bool. What? Okay. You know what? There. I prefer it when empty string and null are the same thing. That is my position. What does Uncle Bob have to say on that? Should strings just be empty string by default, or should they be null? That's the real question. I think they should be null. No, what? Guys, no. That is not... What? That has literally nothing to do with Uncle Bob. That has less than nothing to do with Uncle Bob. Like, that has -1 to do with Uncle Bob. Like, that is completely irrelevant. The out parameter valid position must be assigned to, right. So, yep, just valid position, well, else valid position equals empty. Guys, I'm pretty sure it's irrelevant. All right, here's the thing, guys. This is gonna compile. I'm 90% sure. Okay, it did compile. So here's the thing. I'm gonna offer you guys a chance, and there's 3 of you in the chat, so you're gonna have to, oh, actually, wait, I want to see if I can do a poll, because I've never done a poll before, and I just want to do this. Okay, the question is, should we watch the video? And here's the thing. Here's the thing you guys have to weigh, okay? You guys have to weigh. If you say we watch the video, we'll watch the video. But if it turns out that the video isn't actually relevant, then you guys lose a lot of credibility, I'm just saying. Okay? The poll is now live. So, if you guys vote that we should watch the video, we'll watch the video, but next time we watch a video, if it's not relevant, if this isn't relevant, then it's gonna weigh against you next time we ask for a video. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. Everyone has said yes. All right, whatever. Fine. Poll's over. All right. I was looking for it. Guys, there's nothing wrong with a while true loop as long as you have like a else, and you can guarantee this it's not gonna go wrong. There's no need to be scared. Okay, guys, it's 2.5 minutes. It's 2.5 minutes of nonsense that I'm gonna deal with. All right, guys, I'm pulling it up. This is ridiculous. Okay. Let me get this set up correctly. Yeah, wait, can you guys hear us? Can you guys hear? Or not? Hang on. Let me just play. Can you guys hear that? Let me... Okay, wait, let me skip back and let me see if it... I have like a little meter that shows me. Yeah, you guys should be able to hear that, right? Guys, what?
May I help you?
You must be Leonard, the manager. I'm your new Brand X representative.
Guys, what? What on... What? Dude, okay, what? Whoa. What? What? Like, actually, what? What? Like, what even is this? What is this? Like, what? What? Like, what?
Wasn't expecting any new products.
So, which one, guys, which one of these is Uncle Bob? He comes in soon. Okay, wait, like, that guy? Is this Uncle Bob? I'm not seeing any Uncle Bob here. Okay, like, look. Let me show you a picture. Uncle Bob. Images. Right, this guy looks a little bit like him from this angle. Can we get like a... This guy actually looks a little bit like him. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But like weird and creepy as well. So, here is a picture of Uncle Bob for reference purposes. Let's see if he acts like Uncle Bob.
Wasn't expecting any new products.
A corporate picture store to test the new
Dude,
brand.
what is this guy's movement? What is going on here? This looks literally like what? He's like it doesn't make any sense.
X detergent with Alexa.
Brand X, huh? Never heard of it.
Give us.
Guys, what? Somebody explain the animation here. Like, what is? How did they even do this? Like, what? The movement makes no sense. It's like they put random. I don't even know. I don't even. Okay, let's just skip forward because it's taking way too long. Okay, here we go.
That was a perfectly good bag of chips.
Survival of the fittest, Leonard.
Uh-oh, that's not good. That's not good. They did not have a $65 million budget, by the way. They had a $6.5 budget.
Never opened.
Too, pal. Me too.
Uncle Bob was so sad. That's actually really sad. That's very sad. Why is there a plane?
Dad, something's wrong.
What?
What's happening?
I understand. Somebody ordered a recall.
I still don't understand the animation. Why do they move like that? Like, did an animator actually do that? Like, why did they spend so much effort making it all weird? Like, just make it normal. Just have him stand there like this. That's fine. That's much better.
Dan, go find Lady X.
Ah, that's a good guy right there.
I've got a bone to pick with this guy.
No, Dex! You can't, not a human! You'll be crushed!
What?
I'll be fine.
She's a human,
I have to
except
be
her
to make sure
cat
nothing
ears,
bad
which
ever
is
happens to you.
kind of weird.
Maximilius, Lola, let's bring him down.
You got it, boss.
Okay, when did this turn into Paw Patrol? Like, it went from Uncle Bob being sad in his store with some kind of weird... Dude, I don't even... Hello. We need some more sensible people in the chat, so if anyone can come out... I think we're done. Okay, guys, I think we're done with the alleged Uncle Bob video, which is clearly not an Uncle Bob video. Clearly not. Guys, we're supposed to be doing programming here. It's time to get some work done. Well, I skipped probably more than half of it, honestly. Guys, if Uncle Bob doesn't show up in the next... I'm not seeing Uncle Bob here. This is not Uncle Bob. No Uncle Bob. Nope. It was a scam. Guys, there's no Uncle Bob here. There's no code. Guys, I warned you, alright? I warned you guys. Your credibility has dropped to -4. and that's not a good place to be. Like, you're not in the boat like with the people who haven't subscribed and haven't turned notifications on, but like, just saying, you're getting lower. Guys, they don't use coding to escape. I skimmed through the thing. I can see it. I have the credit, guys. I don't need credibility. I'm the one who's like my credibility isn't on the table here. Your credibility is on the table. You are on the table. How do I know what the audio, guys? I can just tell. I can just tell. Okay, it's pretty clear. It also has like the little waveform. Actually, that's not audio. That's like how many people are watching, but that's not relevant. I've inspired you in making. Oh, I appreciate that. Hopefully not from the what we were just watching, because that was not inspirational. But no, that's awesome though. I think more people should make YouTube videos. Is Uncle Bob real? Yes, Uncle Bob is actually real. Hang on. Let me pull it up. This is Uncle Bob. He is very. He's not technically any of our uncles, but he's very. You know. He's the Gandalf of coding. He gives us all of our wisdom on how we should code. He was not in the video at all. It was a scam, and we are very unhappy about being scammed. This is Uncle Bob looking at you guys in the chat who played the video. Exactly. He has a very uncle-like appearance. A little bit old, I would say, for to be my uncle. I think he's a bit old for that, but yeah. Oh, this is actually a fire shirt right here. Woo! Uncle Bob, the man, the myth, the legend. That's actually insane. I did not know they sold shirts like this. That looks great. That's insanely overpriced for a t-shirt. Okay. All right, that's enough. That's enough. We've seen enough. Yeah, that's very expensive. Guys, not again with the name misspelling. Okay. All right. Hey, let's run the game. We finally got it to compile and we didn't even run it because we were too busy not watching Uncle Bob. Okay, so now we need to move our pawns out of the way so we can actually see our rooks move around. But if I click on this rook, we should get highlights. Dang it. We didn't get any highlights. Let's try it again. Click. No highlights. All right, let's try it. Okay, accidentally just. Okay, so it's not working. It is definitely not working. We have accidentally killed the queen with one of our rooks, and when we click on our rooks, they are not highlighting the squares correctly. So definitely not working. The question is why. I think we should print out the valid positions array before we return it. Probably would have been a good step. We print out the valid positions array, so it'll show up down here, and we can see what positions were actually added, because they're just in chess notation, so it should be super easy to tell what's going on once we have that array printing out. Here we go. Let's get a good aspect ratio. And then if we click on the rook, we put it right here, nothing. Okay, so it looks like we aren't even getting here because there's not even an empty line. Interesting. So we are running this, right? Where are we running this? Let's go back up to it. Okay, hang on. Yeah, so when we click on a square, if it's a square with a piece, then we run the possible positions array, and then we're supposed to print out inside the function. We're printing out all of the positions, and outside of it we're printing out the number. So this bit of code clearly isn't running because we should be getting a line with the positions and a line with the number of positions, and that's not happening. So this else if statement therefore must not be running. So therefore but mouse clicked on piece is running. So therefore this else if simply isn't running, and we must figure out why. Because piece isn't empty. Yeah, it's very odd, because if we just run through this in our mind, okay, yeah, I think that if we focus on this project, it will definitely bring us all to prosperity. I actually don't think that, but, okay, so let's just do a little sample, right? As far as running through this code, okay, let's just run through it. We click, and it says, mouse clicked on piece W queen, which means that this line ran, and then piece, that means piece is not empty. So, piece is not empty, so this should run. Oh, piece is null. Shoot. I forgot about that. I was just talking about this. So, it's possible also that the piece is just null. So we need to check if, let's see, if piece, like if I don't know, how do you do a null check in Godot? I think it's just, hang on, we want to check if the piece is not, oh, string piece is chest notation to array value. So this will always return us a value. It should never be returning us null, I don't think. Although mouse clicked on piece, this would suggest otherwise. Let me check this out. Dude, can you not command click on something to have it go there? All right, that's unfortunate. Okay, chest notation to array value. Right here, it seems like this might be returning null and some of the time, which could be causing some of our problems. Okay, so we return invalid in this case, otherwise we return getting the value from the chessboard, which should be empty string, or, yeah. So it would give us an error if it was outside of the bounds, but we're already checking that it's not up here, so it should either be giving us invalid, empty string, or an actual piece name. So we should be fine there. So the only reason that this else if wouldn't be running is if this if statement is running. So let's just temporarily make this another if statement. We do not want this long term, but let's just temporarily make it another one and see what happens. It's still not running, but this one still gives us the correct highlight. Okay, this is very strange. Let me turn this back to else if, because that's clearly not the issue. It's running mouse clicked on piece, so it's running this line here, unless there's somewhere else where it says this. No, there's not. So it's running this line. We know it's running this line because it's giving us this. Oh, and here it even gave us this. Oh, it doesn't print out the line very nicely. Oh, so it actually did run that time. It did. It didn't highlight anything, but it did run because it gave us that. So when we remove the else from the else if, so it was just an if, it did do that. So we know that this is succeeding correctly. The issue is that clicked on position is sometimes going into this instead of actually doing what it's supposed to be doing. Sometimes clicked on position should be empty string when we haven't yet clicked on a piece. So the question is why it wouldn't be. Let's run this again. Okay, so quick thing here. Let's click on a pawn, just as an example. And it works correctly. It prints us the list. Okay, we just killed the, okay. If we click on the king, it says 0 because obviously we don't have anything we can do with the king, and rook. It is not doing anything. Interesting. So this is very odd, right? Because for these other pieces, like pawn, for example, it's printing out, hey, there's a list and it's this number. But for the rook, oh, it's giving us an error. Guys, I'm not used to this. I'm not used to this situation down here. I'm used to everything being in one continuous stream. Like in Unreal, all of the stuff is just in one nice stream here, so an error would just show up with the print statements as opposed to being in a separate one. But that's fine. So we were just missing a little error here, and we can see that this is giving us an error. So this is outside the bounds of the array, so moving letter as number is going too high. So we can actually change this to be while moving letter as number is less than 9, because it can go up to 8. Or we could just say less than or equal to 8, just so it's easier to read off the top of your head, like a 0, like 8. Oh, 8, the number of slots on a chessboard. And here we can say while moving letter as number is greater than equal to 0, because that should keep us within the bounds of the chessboard, so we don't go off the edge, and then obviously there's an error. Okay, so now I think we should be in a better position. Queen. Now let's click on the queen. Dang it. Yeah, so when we click on the queen, even if she's in open space, it's still giving us an error. So let's check that out. Node not found, invalid. Okay, so somehow we're passing an invalid into the board. Not there. Okay, so we ran toggle square glow, square name. So we're running square name with, or we're running toggle square glow with an invalid string. So that's obviously an issue. Where could we be doing that? Probably in the unhandled input, since that's what we're working on here. Okay, so we're somehow accidentally putting the string invalid, which is what's returned from the chess notation to position function, if it's invalid, obviously. We're somehow putting that, adding that to the possible positions array, so that should not be happening. So like somewhere we're adding 2 valid positions, we're adding the string invalid, and yeah, that's not good. So what can we do about that? Presumably it's in the new stuff, but we could potentially make that mistake in the future. So I'd like to future-proof it a little bit. And I think what we can do is we can do add unique instead of add. So that will make sure that only one, and this is I think a good idea anyway, that will make sure that only one, you can't add A1 4 times and have 4 A1s in there, because that's just a waste of processing time looping over A1 4 times. So we're gonna have to change it from add to add unique. So we're only ever adding the square to the list once. And if we already have it on there, we're not gonna add it again. So I'm just gonna replace all of these adds with add uniques. And that also means that if we add invalid a bunch of times, it's only added once. So all we have to do is at the end here, we can just say valid positions dot remove invalid, and we should probably check if it contains that, just so we don't get an error. If valid positions dot contains, I think it's dot contains, I don't know, we'll find out. Invalid, then we're gonna remove it. And there we go. Now invalid will never show up in our array, assuming that that was actually the correct function to call there, which it may. Okay, add unique is wrong, so we need to figure out how to do that. Godot list add unique. We might have to do it manually if they don't actually already have it. Okay, let's take a look. Append, assign. Okay, it looks like they don't have anything built in for adding it as unique, so we're gonna have to do a little manual thing ourselves if we want to do that. Which is fine, I guess. I don't know. It's gonna be a little bit less obvious what's going on. Let's search for Godot remove item from list C#, just so we can take a look at what removing is gonna look like. Let's see. Let's see. What is the best way to remove an element? And the response they're talking about duplicating? Remove an element. Oh, and return a new list. That's why they're talking about duplicating. Okay, I missed the second half of the question there. Okay. So the question here is whether we should actually do add unique since there's no built-in function here, or whether we should just loop over the array and clear out any instances of invalid in case that is an issue, or whether we should try to just adjust our code so that it does not. I think I've already played most of you in chess before, so I don't think we need to repeat that. That was terrible. I got wrecked by Uncle Bob. Let's see. Okay, so we put that back. We can actually just change this to a while loop. While valid positions contains invalid, valid positions remove invalid. I think that's fine. Remove all instances of invalid. Let's bring the queen out. Still getting an error. Okay. Oh, I think we fixed this in one place, but we didn't. No, well, it's less than or equal to 8. Passing in, oh. Okay, I'm done. Yep. Starts at 0, goes to 7, because that's one less. Error again. Okay, now we're having a problem. Because, let's see, what value did you pass in there before you got that error? Moving letter as number, right? Starts as chess letter to number letter, okay? And in this case, so in this case, the queen, let's just do another case. Let's just do another example so we can see. Okay, so we're going to click on this and we're going to move around, right? Nowhere as yet. So when we click on this, this is H4. This is G4. So when we click on this, it's going to be G4 that we're getting an error at. So the letter right here, the letter was G, right? So when we go up to our function, not our function, we now have an array. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe it should be +1, I don't know. We're getting a 6. And so then, wait, what? No, we get, this was a 6, right? So this right here is a 6. We increase it to a 7. We get out the 7. So that should be fine. We just get out the seventh one here. And then it runs again. And, oh, wait, hang on. We shouldn't be going all the way to 8. We should be going, no. Yeah, we should be going to 7 because when it's 7, we increase by 1. Okay, so when it's 7, it gets immediately increased to 8. So if we went until it was 8, then it would get it immediately, or if we went until it was, yeah, and if we went until it was less than 8, it would be 7, and it would immediately get increased to 8, which obviously 8 isn't in this array. So, yeah. And we might actually have to do a +1 on, or no, it's, okay, yeah. Carry on. That was the issue. You were correct. We're going to move our queen out, and we're going to click on the queen. We have another error. Same thing, but here, obviously, same thing. Wait. Yeah, because we're immediately subtracting it, so we want it to be right there. There we go. Okay, now we bring out the queen without moving any pawns because we can do that. And we get errors. All right. Yeah, I know. We haven't actually, we're only implementing this for highlighting right now. We're not actually implementing it for checking it. But once we have this function, it'll allow us to do both, which is pretty nice. Okay. What is our issue here? I agree. The queen is not a horse. So we started in unhandled input and our position was what is the node not found B pawn. Okay, so possible positions contained a piece name rather than the index of that piece. So we obviously have a mistake somewhere where we're adding the name, the value at a location instead of the location itself. Not in the pawn section because we've tested that before, but rather in our new function here. So we're setting it with current position, which means that it's for some reason current position was in fact, rather than being the current position, was a piece name of some kind. Because it's telling us that we tried to say B pawn, set B, which doesn't even make any sense because we weren't even using any squares with, hang on, let's just run this again and see what happens. Very confusing times. Okay. Immediately we get an error. So presumably, yeah, when we go ding, or since there's rook, we go ding, 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 and then we hit on this square right here. Instead of adding that location, it adds the B pawn to the array somehow. Because then we're getting an error right here. Node not found, B pawn. Okay, so we should be looking for a node named, or what was the position here? We should be looking for a node named G7 and not B pawn. So, yeah, what's going wrong here? It's in this first one, because that's the one where we're going straight upward to the black pawn from the white queen. So current notation position. Oh, guys, this is chess notation to array value, not not chess notation to whatever. We shouldn't be getting the array value. We should just be using the array position here. I don't know what I was doing here, but yeah, it should just be this. It shouldn't be chess notation to array value. That doesn't make any sense. We're not trying to get the actual value. We are just trying to come up with a location, which we do by combining this string and number. My computer's getting shockingly hot. Anyway, I'm sure it's fine. Surprisingly, though, given that we're just running Godot, I guess the streaming software takes some processing power, presumably. Okay, that's progress. We got one in each direction before we hit an error, so that's nice. Node not found at D0. Yeah, we need to add one somewhere. Somewhere we're going 0 to 7. Where was that we were just going 0 to 7? Here, let me see. So we start moving number equals number, which is going to be an actually valid number. And so we're just going to increase that or decrease that. Should we add bounds on that? I don't think so, because I think it goes. Why are we getting D0? Where's that coming from, though? Because that would mean that the second one is in fact 0, which would mean. So I was thinking it would be more likely to happen with the letters. But no, because they're in an array, so it won't happen there. Yeah, so how could this be getting to 0, though? So we should get stopped We should never be adding, the issue here, what we're getting here is happening in, where is it? Toggle square glow, which means that it came from the unhandled input, which means that it was added to possible positions. So we should never be adding D0 to possible positions. That should get weeded out before that. I guess, so it would be in minus minus since it's D0. I guess maybe we just need to add a little check here. Say while moving number is greater than 1, so that when it minuses, it gets minus down to 1, and then that's it. And we might as well do the same thing here. While moving number is less than or equal to 8, because it's allowed to be 8 here, because this is the number, and so it could be G8 or H8 or whatever. Hopefully that works. Okay, we got no errors. We're not quite getting as far as we would like, but we got no errors, so that's good. Try it again. Okay, so for some reason, it's only giving us a certain, it's only giving us 1 in each direction, but that is progress. It is not erroring, so that's nice. And it should work same with the rook. Okay, also it's not working correctly here because it should not have highlighted fellow pieces. Those should not be valid positions to move. So that's, yeah, we got a lot of issues here that we've cooked up for ourselves. Okay, let's see. Let's just try to trace through our code and see what happens. So for an example rook, let's say it's this rook right down here. Well, let's do the queen example where we pull out our queen out to G4. When we click on our queen, what happens? This possible position function runs. And while moving number is less than or equal to 8, moving number plus. So moving number starts out as number, right? So it's going to start out as 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to start out as 4, okay? And we're immediately going to increase it to 5. Current notation position is going to equal G5, okay? And we get an empty string for valid position, and then we check if can continue searching with G5, the side which is white, and the we out parameter the valid position. So what happens when we pass G5 and white to this function right here? G5 is not an empty string. Here's the problem. We're confusing current position once again with the piece at the current position. So what we need to do is we need to say string current piece equals chess notation to array value current position. And we're actually checking if current piece is an empty string or if current piece is on our side. Okay, and then we're setting the valid position to current position. So the issue for the last several errors was we were imagining that current position somehow was the position of this piece that we're looking at and the actual piece that we're looking at, when really that obviously is, those are two different things. So let's rerun that. I think it should work this time, for real. Grab the queen, pull her out, click on her. Okay, somehow we only got that. And the reason is because we're only doing that if not can continue searching. So this is this whole if statement thing is very badly formatted. So we need to say bool can continue equals can continue searching. Okay, and then regardless of whether we can continue or not, we're going to say valid positions dot add, and we're going to add the valid position. I think I'm going to add another, we're going to remove this empty string later on, just to make sure that we don't have any of those. Okay, and then we're going to say if not can continue, then we're going to break. Okay. And this little situation right here should should remove the issues that we were having. So I'm just gonna do that instead of what we were doing before. Basically what we were doing before is saying that we were ignoring one of our cases again, because remember we have the different cases. We could we have 3 different cases, right? We could be continuing and adding, we could be adding and not continuing, or we could be not adding and not continuing. So we were ignoring one of the cases. So if we fix that problem, then we introduced a new error, which is, I think, empty strings. Yeah, we forgot to remove empty strings. So we need to remove the empty strings. So we already are removing any instances of invalid. Let's just do the same thing here. While valid positions dot contains empty string, valid positions dot remove empty string. So we're just going to remove any instances of empty string as well, because obviously those are not valid. And now we should actually be able to, boom. And those are all of the positions that the queen can move in rook fashion. And we should be able to do the exact same thing with the rook. Okay, I accidentally just killed that rook. That's fine. Let's put a rook right here, and then click on it all the way to there, including that piece, all the way here, all the way here, all the way here. Perfect. Does the elephant work, though? Chess no longer has elephants, unfortunately. Maybe we should do that little throwback, have elephants in our chess chessboard, have like a more old-timey chess game. That could actually be, that could be interesting. Instead of just being like a boring standard chess, we could do a more historical chess with elephants. Let me see if we can find an image of what that might look like. I think we still want it to be like more of an 8x8, 2 teams, because I don't know, we don't want it to be too difficult for people to comprehend. I don't know, because like I know there's this version, which is like the oldest. I think this is the oldest version here, where we have like the four teams, which is cool. But I don't know if we want to. I don't know if we want to do that. I think we want just a more standard 2 teams. Make it like Clash Royale. How do we make it like Clash Royale? Where you can just throw down whatever pieces you want. Yeah, maybe something more like this. I don't know. I think the elephant had had slightly different rules. I forget exactly what they were though. I do not remember. No, dude, we haven't even gotten everything. Oh, we actually did add pawn moves, so we should have added. We can add that. Hang on. Yeah, we should make special pieces, otherwise it's gonna be boring. Okay, but first we can add en passant, because en passant's a little easier, I think. We already have the idea of moving to the right forward square or the left forward square, which is how en passant works, but currently we're only checking if there's an enemy there, when realistically, oh shoot, en passant's hard, because we need to know where the piece was last turn, because it can't just be, you know, en passant is a one-time opportunity. Yeah, that's why we did not add en passant before, because it's a little bit complicated. So let's not do that just yet. And for those of you that are just joining, here's our progress. For tonight, we have actually added, if we move our, yes, I know pieces can still move in invalid ways. Currently, we're working on highlighting to show where they're allowed to move, and then we'll force them to only move to the highlighted squares. But if we click on this, we can now see it shows the, the rook squares. It doesn't actually show the bishop squares yet, but the rooks have now been, dang it, I keep killing my own rooks. The rooks have now been correctly implemented highlight-wise. So they highlight the row and this row, and it includes the enemy piece that you're allowed to take, but obviously it stops at the edges of the board and you can't take your own pieces according to the highlights. Again, we've only implemented the highlighting. Currently the pieces can move literally wherever you want, including taking their own kind or whatever. But we have implemented highlighting, and once we've finished with this possible positions function, we'll also force the player to only move to those possible positions. Right now, we're just doing it for highlighting though. But yeah, I think if we added like some of the more old-timey pieces, that could be a nice touch. I think that could be a cool touch. Anyway, we have the rook done. So what we need to do next is just the bishop. And then the queen will also be implemented because queen is just bishop plus rook. And the king is pretty easy as well, just one in each direction. So we can definitely add that. And then the knight might get a little tricky, but yeah, that's a tough one. Switch from Godot to Roblox. Oddly enough, I probably have more Roblox development experience than Godot, but no, I don't want to go back there. Not right now. No, I don't think so. Yeah, I have experience with Lua, but from Roblox, but yeah, no, we definitely not that. Definitely not playing Roblox. No, that's a bad plan. Lua is simpler. Yeah, it's kind of like Python, but not as good. It's like lame Python. What is my cursor doing? All right, that was weird. That is okay. I don't know. It's behaving weird. There's a Roblox coding game called Code Combat. All right, okay, that actually sounds interesting. That sounds like something Uncle Bob would approve of. Is that something Uncle Bob would approve of, guys? All right, it's time for. I'm going crazy with the polls tonight, guys. Sorry, I just found out about this. Should we play Code Combat or keep working? That's the question on the table, guys. Code Combat, keep working. And guys, we don't have that much of the stream left, so this is probably going to be whatever we choose here is probably going to be for the rest of the stream. So here you go. Take it away with the poll. We got 67-33. Ooh, it's okay. It's 100%. Okay. Yeah. Nope. Well. Okay. We have. I'm gonna give it 10 more seconds. And looks like we're locked in, guys. Looks like Code Combat is gonna win. So if you don't want that, you better vote quick. All right. Code Combat takes the day. Let's pull it up. I actually don't know if I have Roblox installed. It won't take long. If I don't, I'll start. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm working on it, guys. Just on the other screen, so it'll just take a second. Hopefully this isn't insecure, guys. All right. Specifically called Code Combat World. Okay, that's good to know because I did see a few options when I searched that up. All right, let me oh dude, I have no idea. I have no idea what my login is here. Hang on just a moment, please. While I log in, why don't they just let you like play as a guest or something? That'd be nice and chill. Hang on, just gotta adjust something right quick. Don't worry, guys. We'll be code combating in just a moment. Just a moment. Just had to remember my password, username and password. Two-step verification. Oh my goodness. Alright, that's fine. I just gotta open up Google Authenticator or something, guys. I do recommend two-factor authentication, even if it's annoying, it's still worth it. You don't want your Roblox account getting hacked. That would be the end of the world. Okay, yeah, so maybe it's not necessary for a Roblox account, but in general, it's still good. All right, let me find it up. Google Authenticator. Here we go. Here we go. Pretty sure it's this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we're in. Okay, what are we searching for, guys? We're searching for Code Combat Worlds. Let me just go back to searching for Code Combat because I don't think we got the right stuff cooked up here. This, right? Yeah, for some reason, if it has like, yeah, when the people put like this for the updates, Roblox's search does not, it does not know how to handle that. Yeah, this one. Okay. Oh yeah, the space as well was probably throwing it off. Okay, guys, this better be good because if not, you're gonna have burnt so much credibility. I don't even know what you're gonna do. All right, guys, should we be the fish, the cat? I think we got to be the fish, right? What do you guys think? I think the fish is a good option here. If it's, you know, if it can fly, I feel like that's formidable strength and balanced agility. Yeah, of course. Okay, good. Obviously we need to be Uncle Bob Admirer _ 64 because that's obviously the best of the best. Okay, all right. Yeah, I have a block for a head, so that's something. Okay, here we go, guys. We're in the training area. I don't need training. I know how to code. Okay. Oh. Yeah. Hit it. Boom. Boom. Coding skills are insane right now. Come along, fishy. I don't want to. I want to use a loop. But I'll do this since that's good at what they do. Okay, we got him. Good work, guys. We get to some hard stuff though. So we need to crank up the intensity here. It's what is it? Just the exact same thing again? Really? I know, it's crazy. Okay, there's slimes ahead, guys. There's slimes. Ooh, scary. Because it's not really explaining this. I feel like this is probably isn't super helpful for beginners because it doesn't really explain like what's going on here. It's just like word memorization. I guess if we did it right, I would have done it in my TNT. I don't know. Do that. Just do it regular. I think it's gonna hit the TNT. No? Okay, okay, here we go. Yeah, I think it's gonna hit the TNT if we do this. That's my plan. Anyway. Yes! Oh no. Oh, I think we killed him. Anyway, let's just walk away. Yep, just keep going. Keep going. No worries. Nope, nothing. Everything's fine. Nope. Yep. Okay, see, he's back. He's back, guys. Okay, we need to. Okay, we gotta get some work. A lot of work done. Okay. We should probably start with hitting a slime, right? We're supposed to do a lot more. Yeah, I know. How do I get out of this drawer? I want to do some actual fighting. I want to fight a person. Something. game chat. I don't want to hear what these guys are saying. Okay, and maybe we'll reflect. Yes, the fish is. I don't know if they're talking about my fish. I assume they're talking about someone else's fish, but okay, well, I have to go around and manually collect the iron. I can't even tell my fish to do that. That's kind of sad. Did I get out of this tutorial yet? I don't think it can be mine. Oh yes, we're done. Let's go. Okay. Yeah, I assume they were talking about someone else's fish. I don't think they couldn't be talking about mine. But let's find some. Here we go. We got quests. We don't have anything to do. Bro, give me a hard challenge. Yes, I'm ready to code and create. Of course, I'm ready to code and create. Okay. I can make it so it doesn't actually follow me anymore. I don't remember how to comment stuff in this. I think it's this, but I'm not sure. It didn't work, but that seems reasonable. What else can we do? Find nearest monster. Okay. Wait. Here we go. I don't want it to attack monsters. I wanted to attack the other players. Let's see if this works, guys. Didn't. Can we get autocomplete for this? Find nearest. No, don't put it down there. What kind of autocomplete is that? Alright, guys. We need to figure out. Yeah, we need to deal with these kids. I agree. Is there no... I'm not a kid. You're a kid. How guys, they're insulting my default fish. That's so mean. How do I attack? I need to deal with this. How do I attack them? This is unbelievable. Maybe if we find the nearest pet. Okay. How do we take him out? I don't understand. We need to, No, I wanna improve it. I don't want to tell them. I want to improve it. How do we attack people? I have no idea. I mean, I need to know. Tell me how. Why is it locked? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wait, did they do something to me? Oh, I have to wait for it to cool down, I guess? Okay, it's cooled down. It's cooled down. Okay, guys. How come this doesn't work? We need to, it's to change a different color if it's actually valid. No, it doesn't. Okay. I don't want to do that. I just want to attack people. That's all I want. Okay. I don't want to go into training game. This. Is this it? Will he give me the ability to beat up the other players? I think so. Here we go. So it's enough to let's see. sure. I think we have a for what is it? I know, guys. I don't know. Alright, fine. It's Google time. For loop. Alright, yeah. So guys, we're gonna do this. So yeah, guys, I haven't done it in a while. Alright, you have to do the do, right? Okay, for see, I got it. You just do I equals 1,6 do end. Yeah, see, it's definitely not the goal, but here we go. Boom. Kill them all. Take them out. Get rid of them. Easy. Oh, I'm not even hearing that. I'm not even hearing the game audio. That is loud. You're right. Let me fix it. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, that should be better. I can just... Here. Oh, that's muted. Okay. Is that better? I think that's good. I don't know. I don't know what you guys are hearing. I can't really tell, but... Let me know if it's still bad. That was an easy dub, though. No Googling needed. Okay. Okay, 2 nice. Alright. Yeah, so they already did the while loop for us, so we just have to do pet colon spin twice. Well, actually once is probably enough, honestly. We'll just keep doing it over and over again. Just wreck them all. So, yeah, this would never end, but I assume they're gonna end it for me, so yeah, that's... Wait, no, kill, no. Oh, thank goodness. He almost died. Can I tell him to spin better? Okay. Alright, we'll get there. For now, we just gotta deal with this tutorial nonsense again. I think 2 hits is enough to kill them. Good, yeah. And then you go over there and kill the other 2, or the other 3. Easy. Yep, just keep taking them. Too easy, honestly. Better not lose after I said that. Oh yeah. Guys, that was some excellent coding. Uh-huh. Beautiful. Beautiful. I think we need to finish this. I don't know how long this is. Guys, this is very long. I didn't even pay attention to the information. Okay. Kind of a little bit cheating that they give you like kind of how many lines you need, but dude, I don't know why sometimes it just keeps teleporting your cursor down to the bottom. Like, what? Anyway, easy. Okay, maybe I should have done a couple more hits there because it's gonna take a while. Guys, I have plenty of coding experience. Give me the hardest challenge, I'll do it. It doesn't matter. I'll take it. I'll take care of it. Doesn't matter. I could code this game. Easy. They have nothing. They have nothing on me. They haven't seen my skill. Yep. Easy. Take him out. That's how we do it. Oh, we gotta do it from scratch now. No autocomplete either. That's intense. Okay, let's see. We gotta go ahead and hit the core. Okay, there's still autocomplete, so that's nice. I think we want to do. Okay, wait, let's see the layout here. Maybe they give us a little map. Okay. First, we go to the core. Hang on, I want the map on my screen while I do this. Okay, here we go. The first thing we want to do is go ahead and hit the core, and then we're going to go to the bridge. Okay, and then we're going to do pet.spin. Twice, because we got to take out the robots. They have 2 health each. Alright, and then we got to do we can move to the core and hit it on our way over to the other location. Not move to, hit. Okay, and then we gotta move over to the gate. I didn't turn on autocomplete. I don't need it. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, here we go. It's beautiful. And then he goes back and hits the core once again. It's immaculate. Okay, alright. Boom. First try. Boy. Yep. Take him out. You got it. Go back and hit the core. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. This might take a little bit. Yep. One more hit in, and then get back to fighting. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. I think this is gonna have to be our last level, though. We did some good work today, though. We did some good work today. Wait, but what happened if I just walked off here? Guys, how that's gonna take forever. I think that's gonna take forever. Maybe we'll do more next week. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's a little bit easy, but I assume it gets harder. Okay, hopefully it saves our progress, so we don't have to go through all these tutorials again. It's not bad. It's well designed. I'll give them that. They need to make it a little harder, though. I'm not gonna lie. Too easy. All right, we might come back another time. And not bad. It seems like a good game so far. Anyway, that's all for tonight. So I will be back again next week, of course, as always. Hopefully we'll be ramping it up a little bit so you guys don't have to wait a whole week in between each stream, because that's kind of, that's kind of a long time. I'm right. Okay, good. I hope so. Let them challenge me. They won't win. They'll be crying by the end once they see what I do to them. They'll be crying. There we go. I'll beat it. Don't worry. I'll show you the way as soon as I dictionaries, mictionaries, whatever. between me and Google, we'll figure it out. We will. We will. Me, you, Google. That's the 3-man team. That's how we do it. Alright, well, that's going to be it for tonight. Hopefully you guys learned something about Godot, maybe something about Roblox, maybe something about Lua. But yeah, I think we'll play that game again. It was good. It was good. Yes, you guys are a part of the team. Once in a while, when you're not sending me videos that have literally nothing to do with Uncle Bob. Yeah. Well, I need you guys to be more responsible and not send me videos like that, and spell my name right if you want to stay on the team, because if you spell my name wrong, I might kick you off the team. I might have to. But anyway, yeah, that's all. Alright, time to end the stream. Yep, that's it. Okay. Yep, stream over. Yep, yeah, okay, bye. Yep, bye. Bye, guys. Bye.